entrance to the back straight. Runners to post for race 4. And again, our thanks go to our sponsors here, Deborah Sculpture.co.uk for her generous support of this race. You can see her advertisement on the back page of today's race card and all the contact details with regards to the sculptures that Debbie does make. So again, our thanks go to Debbie for her support of this race, and she's also sponsored the Best Turned Out Award, which for this particular contest has gone to horse number 4, Lamy. Congratulations to the groom responsible. Runners arriving at the post give you a rough show of betting. Bonham, who was second here behind Noted over 1 3/4 miles last time out. The 12-year-old, having his 64th start, is the 5-2 market leader. 3-1 for Lamy and Taylor El Her. Lamy a maiden, Taylor El Her a winner here over 6 furlongs back in 2012 off a £5 lower mark. 4-1 for Ojemba, making his handicap debut, been off the track for the best part of 450 days. 4-1 for Crown of Salona, another of the maidens. 5-1 for Rayhan, 14-year-old, having her 80th start. She's been so consistent. She's been off the track for 442 days herself, but she looked a picture in the paddock, it has to be said. And it's 7-1 for the other long-standing maiden, Jazeera, who has hit the frame a couple of times, but was fairly well beaten here early on in the season, then finished 5th at Hereford. That was a bit of a better effort. Runners are at the post, and just about a minute away from the scheduled off time. So we're about to call them forward for the 4th race of the afternoon, the www.deborahsculpture.co.uk handicap stakes. Runners walking in, and they're off. 1 1/4 miles in front of them, and the top weight Bonham disputes the running through the early stages with Jazeera. Taylor El Her taking quite a keen hold in 3rd, few of them racing a little bit keenly. Not a great deal of early pace on. Lamy racing back in 4th place, followed on the inside by Rayhan, a length to Crown of Salona, another 2 lengths back to Ojemba. Continuing their progress down the back straight, and Jazeera and Stephen Gregory's now come through to lead. She leads by 1 3/4 lengths over Lamy, who races in 2nd, followed by stable companion Taylor El Her in the yellow cap in 3rd. Bonham just chivied along for a stride or two in 4th place, followed 1.5 lengths further back by Rayhan, then Crown of Salona, and finally Ojemba. And they're fairly well spaced out now, a good 10 lengths top to tail. Continuing their journey down the back straight, the long-standing maiden Jazeera shows in front. Lamy, another maiden, racing in 2nd, with Taylor El Her on the inside in 3rd. 2.5 lengths back then to find Rayhan, who's gone through into 4th place on the outside of Bonham, who continues to be nudged along. Crown of Salona improving a bit around the outside, taking closer order, and the back markers Ojemba as they swing right-handed down the side of the track. Inside the final 5 furlongs, and Jazeera still clear by about 3 lengths, just having to be nudged along out in front. Lamy remains the nearest pursuer. Crown of Salona is making good headway, goes through into third on the outside of Taylor Al-Her. Then Rayhan, Bonham continuing to be driven, and Ojemba remains at the back of the field as they prepare to make the turn back towards the home straight, and Lamy has swept through to lead. So Lamy going on in the hands of Andrew Jones, stalked by now Crown of Salona in second. Back in third is Jazeera, then Rayhan, Taylor Al-Her, Bonham, and finally at the back of the field, Ojemba. Top of the straight coming inside the 2. Lamy has the lead in the hands of Andrew Jones. Clear by a couple of lengths as they make the run down to the final furlong and a half, with Crown of Salona the nearest pursuer. 5 lengths back to find Rayhan. Bonham running on again to the near side. Behind those then is Jazeera down to the final furlong. Lamy on the left, Crown of Salona on the right. Lamy still just has his nose in front from Crown of Salona with a half furlong left to go. Lamy on the left, Crown of Salona on the right, inching a little bit closer. The shadow of the post looming. Crown of Salona on the near side of Lamy, and Crown of Salona sheds the maiden tag. Gets off the mark by just under a length to beat Lamy into second, clear of Rayhan in third, then Bonham, Jazeera, Ojemba, and finally Taylor Al-Her.
Here is the order of finish. First, number 7. Second, number 4. Third, number 5. And the fourth horse, number 1. Here is the full order of finish for race number 4, the www.deborahburtsculpture.co.uk handicap stakes. First, number 7, Crown of Salona. Second, number 4, Lamy. Third, number 5, Rayhan. And the 4th horse, number 1, Bonham. The distance is 3/4 of a length and 15 lengths. And the winner's time.
And Jazeera shows in front. Lamy, another maiden, racing in second, with Taylor Al-Her on the inside in third. 2.5 lengths back then to find Rayhan, who's gone through into 4th place on the outside of Bonham, who continues to be nudged along. Crown of Salona improving a bit around the outside, taking closer order, and the back markers Ojemba as they swing right-handed down the side of the track. inside the final 5 furlongs, and Jazeera still clear by about 3 lengths, just having to be nudged along out in front. Lamy remains the nearest pursuer. Crown of Salona's making good headway, goes through into 3rd on the outside of Taylor Al Her. Then Rayhan, Bonham continuing to be driven, and Ojemba remains at the back of the field as they prepare to make the turn back towards the home straight, and Lamy has swept through to lead. So Lamy going on in the hands of Andrew Jones, stalked by now Crown of Salona in 2nd, back in 3rd is Jazeera, then Rayhan, Taylor Al Her, Bonham, and finally at the back of the field Ojemba. Top of the straight coming inside the 2. Lamy has the lead in the hands of Andrew Jones, clear by a couple of lengths as they make the run down to the final furlong and a half, with Crown of Salona the nearest pursuer, 5 lengths back to find Rayhan. Bonham running on again to the near side. Behind those then is Jazeera down to the final furlong. Lamy on the left, Crown of Salona on the right. Lamy still just has his nose in front from Crown of Salona with a half furlong left to go. Lamy on the left, Crown of Salona on the right, inching a little bit closer. The shadow of the post looming. Crown of Salona on the near side of Lamy, and Crown of Salona sheds the maiden tag. Gets off the mark by just under a length to beat Lamy into 2nd, clear of Rayhan in 3rd, then Bonham, Jazeera, Ojemba, and finally Taylor Al Her.
Last time out, 10-1 on when making all at Bath, but completely unexposed. He's the dark horse of the race in many ways, isn't he? Running off a mark of 75. That is, the handicap has built in a little bit of improvement factor there, I think, as well. So he's got to run the race for his life, and then some, I think, to challenge a horse as good as Polybius.
William Buick's getting a lot of sort of spare or outside rides at the moment, isn't he?
Well, he's always been fashionable from the moment he set foot on a racecourse. Wherever he's gone, he's been followed by rave reports.
He's on 7-1 shot Firecracker. That Salisbury race winner in the 3rd have come out to win since. Newton's Law yet to win, but keeps knocking on the door. Meritocracy's got an £8 pool for half a length with Polybus. That one's priced up at 12s from 14. Strategic Force, it's got a £7 pool for 3.5 lengths. That's 20s into 16s again with Polybus. Further down, there's a nibble for Autumn's Blush. 1 or 2 fillies in the race alongside Baby Bush is the other. Any others you want to touch on or sum up?
Well, we spoke to Brian Mean about Newton's Law. He's one of several that's got bits of form that could give him a chance, but handicaps, and particularly 3-year-old handicaps, are most often won by a horse exceeding its previous form. So the question is one of projection. Which of these horses could theoretically prove themselves really well treated? For me, there is no horse anywhere close to Polybius on the potential scale. But if he doesn't back up off that fairly short return to the races, if he doesn't back up, if he doesn't fire, and both his wins have been at Windsor. I mean, I'll just throw that in, not sure as a cautionary tale more than anything that would actually put you off him at the prices. But if he doesn't fire, then I think Dutch Interior is the time for scrappy sort of handicapper that's going forward gradually, that could, or the horse that you suggested, Firecracker, is the dark horse. But we've seen 2 good winners. I'd personally come away from this race